Or there are very few opportunities, right? For example, let us say if Ram Ram Prasad is making 100K per month or sorry 100K per annum or 120K per annum in his IT job. Now he needs to send his two kids to college and they got in some Harvard or somewhere where it is very expensive. He need to pay 300K, 400K per annum. So then if he want to double his salary, what is the way? Right? Either he need to do two, three jobs, which he cannot do multiple, right? For a lot of many months, it is difficult to work on multiple jobs, spend 12 hours, 16 hours a day. So there are very few opportunities which can help you to scale up as much as you want. So in one of them, the prop firm trading is one of those where you can scale up as you gain more and more experience, you can scale up as much as you want, right? Because for the same effort, you are multiplying your time, you are multiplying your efforts. You are putting the same effort, but that same effort is going into 10 accounts, 20 accounts, 50 accounts. As you get more and more confidence, you can build more and more. You can do the same thing on so many accounts. So you are doubling, tripling your 10x, your income, your time and efforts can be done. So there are many superstars in our channel, in our group, who are able to replicate that or who are able to do that, where they are able to uh, multiply their efforts, who are able to do the with prop firm trading, following a disciplined approach. So you already heard, right, from multiple stars 2 days before. You heard from Senthil, you heard from Kumar, Susmita, Satya. So today I'm happy to introduce Prasad Madineni, who is another superstar who is doing a great job. So again, right, all you need is everyone. We all will start with mistakes. We all will have that FOMO. We all will have some time to right learn, unlearn some stuff, learn some new things. So we all will have that cycle. So no one is an exception, right? Whether it is Prasad or me or Venkat or Kumar, whoever it is, right? Everybody goes through the same thing. So it is very important for you to know, right, what they did to become successful, what they did, right, what is working for them, how they are able to get multiple payouts from multiple companies, so that you can fix if you right, it may connect to your story or to the same mistakes what you are doing, and you can fix those things and you can become very successful like Prasad and others. So that's why we have these success stories or these like because we all right because some of your friends came to US or some of your relatives came to US, you got the confidence to come to US and lead a nice lifestyle here, right? Otherwise, if no one in your circle came here, you would have not even thought about coming to US. The same way, when you hear stories from all these people, you get that confidence that okay, when this many people can do it, why can't I do it, right? Just I may have to make some few adjustments here and there, so I can make as much income as I want. I can You can make six figure, you can make seven figure. It is up to you. But we need so that's why we have this session. So please write the notes and whatever questions you have, you can post them in the channel. Once Prasad explains, then we can also go through the Q&A session. So yeah, thanks Prasad for taking time, and it's all yours.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, we can hear you, Prasad. Good evening.
Okay, all right, Kishore Garu. Kishore Garu, first of all, thank you for providing me this opportunity
Yeah,
and uh, and especially introducing the futures and all the support help you have been providing on a daily basis. And frankly speaking, futures first time I heard from you, and this was about 1.5 year back. And since then, I've been playing futures primarily initially with Apex, and later on expanded into Bullnox, Tradify, Tick Tick Trader. So, uh, For the first, I primarily wanted to share in this meeting more than any technicalities like how we play with the indicators. The failure period where it taught me very important lessons. And the initial 6 to 7 months, it's all failures. Like I can't even tell that like how many EAs, PAs I would have blown up. Because the main issue at that point of time was on a daily basis, I used to check different indexes, metals, which are looking bullish, which are looking bearish. And based on that, I used to trade primarily based on the news. So as such, the entry point, exit point was difficult even with the VWAP or ORB or any other the technical aspects I used to use at that time because we didn't have these wonderful indicators which we are having right now. So most of the trades that I used to take at that point of time was primarily based on news and more of uh, gut feeling, I would say, where okay, it has fallen so much, so obviously there is a good chance like it will move up, or if it is near to the VWAP area. So based on that, I used to enter and exit. So a lot of the trades, like there was no confidence while entering, and not sure like till what extent I should be holding them. And so that resulted in so many ES and PS blowing up left and right. And there is no doubt if at all, if Apex conducts any poll for the maximum number of ES, PS blown up, no doubt I would be ranking in the top list. Close to almost 1K ES and about 250 PS I have blown up in the initial 6 to 7 months. So obviously with that, we can understand how difficult it was playing the futures, especially with NQ, ES, which used to be highly volatile, which is highly volatile in the in the US market hours. However, looking at the mathematics, I always felt that futures is one thing where if we can uh, consistently perform, there is a huge potential in making money. It's a simple math where like okay, even if you make $50 per account, and if you have about like 30, 40 accounts, like you are making more than 2K, 3K per day, and you really don't need to spend throughout the day playing that. So this gave me so somewhere I felt that like okay, this is I'm not going to quit up no matter how many accounts I blow up. So I've been consistently learning, attending Kishore Garu sessions, like where is shares so much of valuable inputs, and those things like no matter how much we spend outside, no one will be sharing in-depth analysis. Okay, what is the reason why we are entering here? Is it a good point to exit, or should we be holding? So all this, it's all the expertise that Kishore Garu has that helped me in whatever the success I started seeing from past few months. So a few things I wanted to share here is with whatever I learned with my failures is first is risk management. That is very critical. Before entering the trade, we should be clear what is the max loss I am willing to take. I typically go with 1:4, and sometimes if I'm more confident, 1:5. So if at all if the trade is going beyond that, I just make my mindset to take stop loss, because this is one thing which without a proper risk management, there is a good chance like we will blow up the accounts, and even if especially whatever the consistency rules, like these guys have different prop firms, and the risk management parameters they look at before approving the payouts. So having the proper risk management is very crucial. And the second thing is the mindset. So the mindset, we need to be very clear, as with the indicators whatever we have right now. The mindset has to be clear, what is the area we would be entering. I usually use price pulse, primarily the blocks that I look at. Kishore garu, can I share my screen?
Yeah, yeah, you can. Yeah, you should have access to share.
Okay. Okay. So I primarily use the price pulse indicator, and I look at the blocks like like before, like at the beginning of the day, like I look at 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 and 1 hour. So I have the lines drawn, like especially where there is a strong resistance or strong support. And I look at the blocks, especially if it is coinciding with coinciding these blocks at different intervals. If those are the areas where I prefer to enter the trades, especially with all the accounts. If at all I'm playing like if I'm entering based on a small resistance line, or in that case, like I just go with 1 or 2 accounts. So here, like if we look at it, like primarily this would be the area where I would try to go long. And one more thing that I did a mistake was with averaging. Usually, like like my mindset is such that like I do not like taking losses. So no matter what, like that was initially. So even if it is a negative, and even if I'm playing NQ, I I used to average left and right, and that resulted even like 250K accounts or 150K accounts blowing up in no time. Because most of the trades that I used to do is during the US hours, and primarily with NQES. So overall, my learning is that like as if we follow the process of whatever has been taught to us, like whatever has been working for most of the people, I'm sure like we will see good success with the futures. Is there anything specific? If you have any specific questions, I would be more than happy to answer.
Yeah, Prasad. So, yeah, one of the members want to know what is that 1:4 risk reward.
The risk 1:4 risk management is like let's say if we are targeting for a profit of 200 or $250. So the max loss I'm willing to go with is 1K. So initially, if I'm entering a trade, I put the profit target as 250 and the stop loss as 1K, which even most of the prop firms suggest that like 1:4 is ideal. At the max, they accept 1:5, but anything beyond 1:5, they will create issues at the time of issuing payouts. And also, one more thing I wanted to share here is like each prop firm has a different consistency rule, different payout process. Like for example, Tradify, it has 20% consistency rule, Bullnox has 40% consistency, and Apex 30% consistency. The reason why I'm saying this is initially you would be surprised to hear is that like even 250K accounts of Apex, even after reaching 257, 258K in PAs, I have blown those accounts because I was under the impression like for a 250K EA and for EA of 250K to be cleared, we need to take that to 265K. I was under the same impression that that applies even for like a PA account. So even when it reached 257, 258K, I used to play because my target was to take it to 265 so that I can withdraw it. Oh, luckily, one day I got to know that, like, okay, for a PA account, they have a different rule. So even once it reaches 256, 600, we are ready to withdraw it. So knowing the rules of each prop firm is very important.
Yeah, that's a nice. Yeah, that's a good suggestion because each company has different set of rules. It's very important to yeah check those and understand those. So another question is any specific time you trade in and any specific tickers? Are you looking focusing on any specific or
I primarily play NQ and GC. Uh, I don't know, like even though NQ is highly volatile and it's not that easy to be for a long time holding the trades. Somehow I got used to it, and of course, like whatever the success I have seen, it's all mostly with NQ and GC. GC lately I almost like stopped playing it because the kind of volatility it is having from the past few months, like holding the trade if it is going in negative direction or averaging has become very difficult. So NQ I go with, and typically I play from morning 8:30. And if at all there is any kind of news, then I prefer not to play at that time. I watch for the news, and based on after that, like around 8:35, 8:40, I enter the trades. And around 9:45 or 10 o'clock is then when I usually start trading. And evening around 6 o'clock, that's more of a gamble, I would say, and I would definitely not prefer, I would not encourage anyone to do that. But I usually play around 6 o'clock when the market opens, especially if there is any kind of big companies ER or anything important. Because at that point of time, it is very clear, like, for example, yesterday, Netflix had an ER and it has given excellent earnings. So it's quite obvious that like when the market opens, like you will see a good swing. So I just like do a quick trades, but most of my plays are after 9:45 a.m. In the US Eastern time.
Prasad? One of the members want to know how many payouts you received and how many accounts you scaled as of now, and what are your future plans? How many companies you want to add more?
Yeah, sure. Payouts, I would say like from the almost like every 2 3 days, like I keep getting payouts. But on a monthly basis, I would say about 12 to 13 payouts I get. This is from the past few months. And right now, right now I have about 28 to 30 accounts with the different prop firms. My overall goal is because initially, as even with this prop firms, my investment was very high. So that's the reason I shared the number of accounts I have blown up when we didn't have these indicators or when it's more the trading was more based on news or the other factors. So as the investment was very high, I was not prepared to do even further investment and get into different platforms at the same time. So now, given that like my all my investment has been recovered and I'm in decent profits, so now is the time I thought like okay I should be expanding into different platforms. So right now I have most of my accounts are with Apex and Tradify and also a good number of accounts with Bulldogs. So gradually, uh, I would be getting Tick Tick Trader or Take Profit Trader and other prop firms like after evaluating their pros and cons. So my overall idea is like down the line, like I see this as an good, not secondary. I would say I would definitely say this as a primary. This should become primary in next few months. And so for that, for me to achieve that, whatever the maximum number of accounts these guys allows, like for example, Apex allows 20, Bullnox allows 11 per each member and 22 per household. Whereas Tradify, they have like a 5 or 7 accounts per person. So I want to have a maximum number of PS as much as possible so that even if I make about $100 in each account in a day without without much risk. Like for example, if I instead of NQ, if my target is just like $100, like then I can just purely go with MNQ. Now, given that I have roughly about 25 to 30 PAs, like I most of the times I trade NQ. So down the line, my target is to just purely play MNQ, get about like $100 to $200 per account. And if I'm having about like 40 to 50 accounts, that's a huge recurring income for me.
Yeah, well said, Prasad. Yeah, that's what everybody should aim at, right? If they get 100 PA accounts, even if they make $100, that is a yeah, more than $10,000 every day. And yeah, it is possible. I'm sure he will achieve it because if you are making 15 payouts with three companies, yeah, we have 30 companies, so you can. That is the best thing about prop firms. Once take some time to get adjusted, but once you get it, there is nothing can stop you. And how long usually takes for you to clear an EA account?
EA, frankly speaking, I use a different method, Kishore. The thing is
Mm.
like especially with the 250Ks or 150K EAs,
Right,
given that for example, Apex, they don't care like how we play. So it's just hitting the target. When there is a news, like I go in both the directions. Like I have, like for example, if I'm playing five accounts, whatever the max number of contracts they allow. For example, 27 contracts with 250K account. I have
right,
five accounts in the long and five accounts in the short. So with a single stretch, especially when there is a news or when there is like FOMC meeting, especially with jobless claims, or even when the market opens like at 9:30, obviously there would be a good swing of about 21 to 25 points. So that is
right.
what is needed to clear the EA. So I just like play it as a gamble. So if I'm playing 10 EAs, five will get cleared and five will be blown. So it's purely by play of just to clear the EAs. But of course, with PAs, it has to be consistent. It has to be proper risk management should be there.
Right, yeah, that's a valid point. So, right, for all the new members, so that is just a tip or technique for you to clear your EAs, but yeah, don't try to use the same technique on the PS because
Yeah,
on
and
that's why,
especially
yeah,
right, and especially for the new ones, like I would always say that okay, whatever it takes, try to learn as much as possible with ES. So because it's all about confidence, it's all about understanding the system, understanding the prop firms and how the indicators should be used. So gaining the knowledge is more important, and that all hitbacks, everything should be in ES and not in PS.
right, yeah. So, did you take any SIM funded directly, or most of these, if all these 20, 30 accounts you started with EA, completed EA, and then went with
Only the Tradify ones are directly SIM funded. Rest Apex and Bullnox, they're all EA to PA conversions.
okay. And are you using replicant, or what is the way for you to copy to all these 30 accounts?
I use Replicanto and also have two systems in place. One, would I have even the second system also configured such that when I'm playing in one system, the trades get executed in the second system. That's primarily because with the Bullnox Rhythmic and Apex Rhythmic, playing in the same system is not possible. So to have two different rhythmics going on at the same time of two different prop forms. So I use two systems wherein two replicantors are also there.
Okay.
So basically in the main system, the replicanto, I configure the remote replicanto ID also.
Yeah, okay. What is the minimum amount we need to get the profit to get payouts from Apex? Again, it is based on each account size. For
Yeah, for the
every
for the
account,
case, yeah,
yeah.
in the case of 50K account, initially it should be reaching to 50 to 600. So, so once we reach 52,600, like we can request for a withdrawal. They say 53,000, but once it like probably once it touches 53, and then if even if it falls, our account is set back to 50,100 as the stop loss. Whereas in the case of bullocks, like it is 53,600. So the account has to reach 53,600 so that we can request $1,000 withdrawal.
Right.
And bullocks doesn't allow anything like any payouts below 52,600. Whereas in the case of Apex, like even if it reaches 53, I can straight away we can straight away withdraw $2,000 also.
Right. So I see a lot of basic questions from many new members. So just let me quickly explain you what are these prop firms, right? Prop firms are proprietary trading firms. They are exactly opposite to hedge fund. Hedge fund are pool funds, right? In a hedge fund or pool fund where we all contribute certain amount, and then someone will take the trades. Then based on some profit sharing or based on right 2%, 3% on the entire capital, you pay to them. So they take the trades. That is a hedge fund or an investment fund or a pool fund. Whereas prop firm is where they have lot of money. They will divide their money into two different traders. So what they do is they conduct. So before giving their real money, they take some small amount from you, like $15, $20 for an account. So they can give you some licenses like Ninja Trader license or real time data, all those things. And then they will give you a paper account. So that is called as an evaluation account or EA. So in that evaluation account, you have to prove that you can make the profits, right? For example, if you get a 50,000 account, you have to make it to 53,000 account. Once you do that, then they will take you to the second stage, which is called as a performance account, or it is also called as a sim funded account, or it is also called as a pro account. So in that stage, so in the first stage, you won't make any money, right? That is only just like a training, or that is more like your internship where you are only proving them that you can make the profits without hitting it trail stop loss. So in the second stage, whatever you do, they will pay you, right? Just like Prasad mentioned, even if you make 100 $200 every day, every 2 weeks, there are some companies which will write, for example, take profit trader. Every day you can request for a payout. Today, if I'm making some $1,000, at the end of the day, I can request for $1,000. There are some companies for every 2 weeks, if you achieve certain target, right? For example, you made more than 3,000, then you can request for a payout. So that is the second stage. That is called as PA, or that is nothing but performance account or a pro account. Then, if you are also doing good there, then what they will do, they will take you to the third stage, which is called as a live account or pro plus. So that is where they are really giving, right? They are asking you, right? Now they saw that, okay, Prasad is doing good for 6 months or for six, seven payouts. He's consistently trading. Now they got full confidence on you. Then they will give that amount. For example, they will give a 100K account to Prasad. And when Prasad is taking the trades, they will copy that on a $1 million account or $2 million account. So once they establish, so that is the third stage. So generally, we can make money from the second stage itself. For them, they make money in the third stage. Or if lot of members fail in the first stage, also they make money. So if you do good, they make money. If you don't do good, also they make money because you are paying $20, $20, right? If thousands of people are paying them $20 and not completing the targets, that is also free money for them. Or if they find some 20, 30 out of 100 members like Prasad or Susmita or Senthil, then they can use their trades in the live accounts and they can copy into much bigger accounts and they can make money. So their business model is a win-win. If you lose, they make money. If you trade nicely, also they make money. So, and yeah, one member asked like, why do we need to have multiple accounts? Why can't we have a 1 million account or 150K account, 250K account? The advantage is if you have a big account, you will wait for bigger profits, right? You want to make 500,000, 2,000 on that. But if you have 50K, 50K, 20, 50K accounts or 20, 100K accounts, what you're doing, just now Prasad explained that he is just looking for that $100, $200 with MNQs. But he can copy the same trade from one account to another 20 accounts. So even though you are making $100, you are waiting for a perfect setup where your top trend is green, where your price pulse is looking at a support, or your T5 is green, T55 gave a strong buy signal, like that. When all the required conditions met, he's taking a very, very no risk trade. Even if he makes 100, 200, he's copying into 20, 30 accounts. That is done for the day. So that's how, right, you can get 15 payouts, 20 payouts, right? Most of us, it is right, getting that two paychecks per month itself is getting difficult day by day. But if you take time to learn, if you take time to practice, again, it is not rocket science, or right, it is not like doing MBBS course or going to some NASA and trying to do some experiments. It is very simple. The only thing is we complicate it by thinking too much, or by right, by using our FOMO. Even before the conditions met, we will try to enter the trade. Or yeah, again, right, all the risk management, all those things we do, we unnecessarily we complicate it more. Right? If you see the live videos today, we made nearly 90% of the trades. We made huge profits. Right? If I'm taking 100 contracts, 200 contracts, 300 contracts, if I'm doing SPA bear calls, so you can understand like how confident we are about the indicators. And yeah, if we have to follow a system, if you follow a systematic approach, right, you just think like uh, right, you as an auditor, whenever you get a buy signal, all those conditions should only when all those are ticked, then only you have to enter a trade. You don't need to be in a FOMO to quickly enter a trade, because that additional 5-10 seconds can make you a successful trader. Right? If you want to be another Prasad where you can get 15-20 payouts every month, right? How good it will be. You receive some 2,000 from Tradify. Next day you receive $3,000 from Apex. Next day you receive another 2,000 from Allied Trader Fund. You are doing the same job, right? You are not doing 20 hours a day. What you are spending only 1 or 2 hours. Prasad is still doing his full-time job. He is spending only 1 or 2 hours waiting for a good setup, taking the trade. That's it. Done for the day. And you have 30 companies like this. Now he is only with three, four companies. If he's making 15, 16 payouts, if he starts using take profit trader every day, at the end of the day, he can request $1,000, $2,000. If he starts using tick tick trader, if he starts using another 20 companies every day, right? Whatever you make in a year, you can make it in a month. Whatever you are making in a month, you can make it in a week. Or right, that is much less actually. You have much more higher potential. For that, we need to put some time, take some time, right? Just to get a 100K job, we studied so much. We are right spending 10 hours, 12 hours a day, right? We are ready to put 14, 16 hours also if required. If there is a delivery, production release, or maintenance phase. But in when it comes to trading, we want to very quickly start making money from first hour itself. That is where the problem is. If we take some time to build our foundation right, our basics right, to take some time to understand the indicators, or understand okay, what is this demand zone, what is supply zone, what is this buy order block, what is sell order block, what is happening here, why there is big buy orders or why there is big sell orders. So if we give just some time to understand all those things, then your life will completely change. Right? That is the objective where we want to have hundreds of Venkats, hundreds of Prasads, hundreds of Senthils in our channel, where everybody, because there is no competition, right? If Prasad makes $1 million, he is not a competition to me, because it is a $1 trillion industry. We all can make millions and millions. Nobody is competition to anyone. So that is the opportunity we have, and that is where we have to take time, understand, learn, practice, And then market will give every day you'll have 20, 30, 50, 100 opportunities. Right? NQ itself will give you 10, 20 opportunities. ES will give 10, 20 opportunities. Gold will give, silver will give. So just think as if you are buying a stock. If the price is very low at a demand zone where there are a lot of buy orders, you go long. It goes all the way to the top, resistance or supply zone or a sell order block. You take a shot. And that's it. Just you have to wait for those zones, right? That's where Prasad started. He identifies that, okay, in 1 hour, where is the resistance? Where is the support? Right? When he's talking about resistance support, basically it can be a sell order block, it can be a buy order block. It is like, so once you identify that, once you put that 10, 15 minutes before you trade, now he will wait for price to come there. He's not taking wherever, right? Suddenly he sees something, he's not entering. He waits for price to either to come to that support level or to the resistance level. Then that's it. One trade is good enough for you to make $400, $500, and you copy that into as many accounts as you want. So that is the high level summary why prop firm trading is so powerful, because there is no other business or there is no other play where you don't need to depend on anyone, right? Once Prasad got this concept, he can sit on a sofa, he can sit in his, right? If he's in India also he can do it. If he's in UK he can do it. If he's on vacation, he can do this from a beach. He is not depending on anyone. If you want to make $50,000 next month, he can make it. If you want to make much more, he can put some more time. He can add another two, three companies. He can make it. So that's why, right? You are not depending on your manager or your employees or anyone. Without depending on anyone, you have that power to create uh, a beautiful life for you and your family. Only thing is you need discipline. You need some, right, that emotional balance and some basic right. Even if I teach it to your kids, they will understand. Okay, if I see all the majority red, we have to short. If I see on my chart majority green in a buy signal, I have to go long. So there is no rocket science, only following some simple rules, right? I hope that clears most of your basic questions. So again, right, instead of trading with your own money, right, one is, if you want, you can put 5,000, $10,000, and you can trade futures. There are no day trading rules or anything, right? For our stocks and options, you need to have minimum 25K. For futures, even if you have 5K, 10K also, you can trade, MNQs or MES, gold, silver, like that. So it is up to you. If you want, you can start with individual account, or you only spend $20 and you get a right some Apex account or LA Trader Fund account or Bullnox account, and then you follow the rules, take the trades, and right, it is easy to put invest $20 rather than taking trades on your personal, because anyway it is a paper account, right? You are not penalized, or there is no obligation for you. Even if you lose that account, only you have to start it again. You are not really taking some loss on someone's real money, right? They are giving you a paper account initially. Second stage also they will give you paper account, but they will give you the real money. Third stage is where they give you the real money, and they make money, you make money in the third stage. So you don't need to worry. So it is better you trade, because when you trade in your own individual account, you don't have any rules, right? It is your money. You feel like, okay, I'll hold for some more time, or but when you trade in a prop firm, there are certain rules, right? It is like you are in a hostel. You have to go and eat at certain time. You have to sleep at certain time. You have to get up at certain time. In the same way, in the prop firm, you have to close your trades by 4 p.m. Central. You have to, right? You should not go beyond this loss. You have to do this. You have to do that. Then your discipline will come into picture. Initially, you may trade right, without taking considering all those things. But when you lose more and more accounts, when all others are making a lot of money, you feel like, no, no, I need to make some changes, I need to do something. Then you will start slowly following rules, and then you can become very successful. So we all, right, because whenever you do anything new, definitely everybody will make mistakes, right? Whenever you wanted to, right, as a kid, when we try to walk, we'll fall many times. In the same way, in prop firm trading also, we all make mistakes. We all blow our EA accounts, PA accounts. We lose, but if we maintain that persistency and consistency, then there is nothing which can stop you, right? I can assure you that we'll see Prasad making a seven-figure income. We'll see many more making six-figure income, right? You may feel like, right, because we all got used to that 5,000, 6,000 per month. When you hear 100K, you feel, oh, that is too much. It might be just some sales pitch. But just now Prasad explained, right? All he's looking for $100 every day. Making $100 is very, very easy. If you just wait for a good setup, NQ within 1 minute, it will give you 100 $200. If you wait for a perfect, right? If you wait for the support, whenever it touches the support, immediately it goes 10 points up. It will easily make 200. And he copies the 200 into 100 accounts. That is done in a right. In a day, you can make few $1,000. End of the month, you are done with a six-figure plus income. By end of the year, you have a seven plus figure income. So it is not difficult. Only thing is we need to take some time to learn the basics, understand the basics, and then trade with proper discipline and emotional balance, or maintaining our emotions without going for too greedy, or without uh, becoming panic. Just if we can do that, then you all can do it, right? So you saw yesterday we took so many trades. Today we took so many trades in the live session, right? Even after some time, if time permits, I can take some live trades and show you how easy it is to make money. Yeah, they don't lose any money even if you blow the PA funded account, because that is also right. Only once they gain confidence after some six payouts, 10 payouts, so they will give you the real money. First few months, it is like they are investing on you because they want to make sure before giving the real money. So, okay, yeah, Prasad already mentioned he's mainly using T5, price pulse, and top trend. Yeah, there are many videos to begin, right? Again, understanding futures is very simple. So, just think like you are buying some stocks, and yeah, you buy low, sell high, or sell high, buy low. Yeah, you can trade SPX directly from TradingView, and you by connecting with some broker like Webull. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, we are planning some technical analysis sessions, options sessions in near future. Prasad, what are the challenge scenarios you face challenges and how you overcome through those challenges? You
So
want to?
initially, mainly I used to lose accounts with improper averaging, I would say. Like if I'm entering at a point, like if with NQ one contract, and if it is in a loss of about 150 $200, I just like without looking at anything, I just go and used to average it. So especially with 50K accounts, that used to kill the account in no time, because during the US hours, we all know like how the NQ moves, like in a fraction of seconds, or hardly in even in 3 minute candle or 5 minute candle, like it moves, sometimes it moves like 30, 40 points. So now, like from past few months, like after this indicators came in, like the averaging, I would be very careful. I would only do that like if it is if let's say like if I entered at a point and if it is going in the negative direction, and if there are no like if the another order block or the support or resistance is much there is much gap, then I do not average it, and I do not I am not I will not be afraid to take loss. So because like see, even if it is 300 $400, like we can always catch up, or we can always try to recover that, going in that going with the trend, and going in the right direction. So sometimes sometimes the blocks may not work because in anything, I would say even with these indicators, if it I would say it's working about like 85 to 90% or 95%. So those 5%, 10%, even the blocks may not work. So in those scenarios, I just go and take the loss. And again, that is one thing, averaging, and second thing is the risk management. So earlier, like I didn't had in the initial phase, it was more, I would say, like more of a greediness that I used to go with. So no proper stop loss technique or no clear profit target was not there. So that resulted in blowing up so many accounts. Now, pretty much like before I enter the trade, I make it very clear, like, okay, this is what the target I'm looking at. This is what the max stop loss I'm willing to take. Does that answer the question? Hello.
Yeah, Prasad. So, yeah, there is one more question on do we need to, can we take options on the prop firms? So, there are prop firms for each different instrument. So, majority of the prop firms in US support futures trading. Futures means basically all this gold, silver, crude oil, ES index, NQ index, Dow Jones, Russell. So, you can trade futures. So, there are 30, 40 companies which will give you that option to trade futures. There are three, four companies which will allow you to do stocks and options, but they are more expensive. And also, you have to do only in the evening hour, right? In the morning hours, where you have to do your primary job. For futures, the advantage is you can do in evenings, you can do in mornings, right? In the morning, 6 to 7:30 or like that also you can do. Or whenever nearly 23 hours from Sunday to Friday, the futures market is open. That is the advantage. And there are also prop firms which support, which allow you to do forex trading, currency trading. So once you understand the concepts, then the same concepts you can use for anything, whether for stocks prop firms, options prop firms, or futures, or for everything. The core logic is same: buying low, buying where the big companies are buying, buying where you have demand zone, selling where you have your supply zone, where the big companies are selling. That is the core concept we use. So we built our indicators, price pulse, all those things based on, because big companies are, they will win 95% of the time. Retail traders win only 5% of the time, because we do exactly opposite. They buy low, they sell high, whereas we buy at a high, right? Even when you want to do real estate also, everybody might have invested, then you are the last one to invest in Austin or Dallas. When you invest immediately, it will start going down. The same way stocks also will wait. When Nvidia moves to 150, Tesla goes to 450, then we buy it. That is where the big companies will sell it. So our strategies, indicators are based on that approach. We want to follow what the big companies or market makers are doing. So if they are buying a discount zone, we buy a discount zone. If they sell at a premium zone, and then we follow them. Whatever they do, we can look through the book maps and all those blocks. Then we follow them and we try to mimic them, so we can be 95% successful like them. So whether you trade futures or currencies, whatever it is, we have to just use the same approach, same concept, and do it. So yeah, so our main focus is futures, because one is it is very less expensive. Second thing is you can trade 23 bar 5. Third thing is there are 30 to 40 firms, and most of them use Ninja Trader or Ninja Trader, which, right, you are trading in the trading view. You connect the trading view account to a replicanto. That software will copy your trades to another 20 30 firms, right? Whereas with stocks and option prop firms, you cannot do that. Every prop firm has their own interface, their own website. So you have to only trade on that. So that is just like trading in your personal account. So you cannot scale up. But here, once you learn, you can use the same time. You are still watching the same ES chart or same gold chart or same crude oil chart, but the trade is going into 10 different companies. Every company will allow 10 accounts, 20 accounts. So that effort which you are doing, you can replicate into 20, 30 times, 40 times like that. So that's why we mainly focus on futures trading. So yeah, replicanta you can use for evaluation or for performance. There are no restriction. There are no restrictions on number of trades you can do, and there are no restrictions on you can make $50 a day, you can make $100 a day, or you can complete all the evaluation within one day also. Uh, so replicanta will basically, right, you don't need to complete the challenge one by one, because if you pass 10 accounts, they will give you 10 performance accounts. If you pass 20 accounts, they will give you 20 sim funded accounts. So you can do one by one, or you are taking the correct trades. You are waiting for the right setup. You take the trades, and the same trade you can copy it into 20 accounts at the same time. So you are, instead of spending 1 week, 2 weeks for each account, you are within the 2 weeks you are completing all the 20. Then let us say company like Take Profit Trader. Once you complete the evaluation, then once you start your performance account, let us say you have some good day, some Tesla reported good earnings, or there is some good news, Netflix reported good earnings, then all your ES and Q they will move nicely. Right? Since yesterday evening till today morning, they were going up and up. So they went so much up. So today again we got the bear call spread, so we made huge profits today. Like that. Yeah, there are many concepts which you will learn. It is not difficult to make 300, 400 per day. It is very, very easy. Only thing is, if you don't stop even after making 2,000, 3,000, that is where by over trading, sometimes you lose the profits you made. But if you keep a target of 400, 500 per day in each account, you can easily achieve it. You can do under LLC. Yeah. So evaluation you will do with your name, but the payouts will come to your LLC. If you put your LLC AN number, then yeah, you can get that. Yeah, there are series of videos where you can learn from the basics. Uh, no, I did not explore tradesinker.com or any other ones. Maybe I will check on that. So in the YouTube, you have all the step-by-step videos, how to install Ninja Raider, how to install Replicanto, all those things. Yeah, anyone can take payouts. You don't need LLC. Yeah, for personal payouts, the tax process, yeah, should be handled by. So at the end of the year, they will send a 1099 non-employee compensation. You have to just send it to your CPA. They will take care of. So you can do LLC for trading. You can do trading as a business. So most of your expenses you can show them, right? If you travel or if you pay for trainings, all those things you can show them as expense, and that will reduce lot of taxes. If you're traveling to some place, you can tell that, okay, I traveled there to learn some new concepts in trading. I traveled there to learn indicators, or I went to dinner to learn from my friend about some strategy or something like that. You can show a lot of yeah, whatever you are spending, you can show them towards your trading expenses. I don't know if you need LLC, but again, it is not mandatory to have LLC. You can just use your right, and prop firms are there in 90 plus countries, so you don't need to be in US. Even if you're in India, Qatar, UK, anywhere you can trade all these companies. Anyone can get the payouts as long as, as I said, you can be in 90 plus countries. They will allow. Yeah, if you have 20 accounts and you qualify to level 3, all the accounts will be converted to fully funded, right? For take profit trader, I suggest you have to use the CQG feed. That is the right one. So let me quickly here some examples. That if somebody is new, just I want to show them how easy it is if we follow a process, if you follow a systematic rules. Every day we can easily make some $400-500, right? Again, I'm not telling too much also. Just I want to keep expectations low. 400 in one account. And it is up to you how many accounts you want to copy it. It is up to you. So we have mainly, right, within our chart, you have mainly two sections. This is our top section. This is our bottom section. So if something is at the bottom, that means it is already oversold. That means already price came so much down, it can go up, price can go up. Or if something is at the top, that means already too many people bought it, it can come down. Right? That is the core fundamental principle. So for example, right, that is your number one principle you need to understand. Second thing is this is your discount zone. That means generally this is where big companies will buy. This is the premium zone. That is where the big companies will sell. And this is like sell orders. That means some big company is selling 66 contracts. Whereas here, big company is buying 113 contracts. So we need to understand that, okay, if big company is buying, then I'll also buy around that time. If big company is selling, I'll also sell. So now if you see the chart, there is a lot of red here. There are a lot of sell orders here. Everything it is telling that 1 minute people are selling, 3 minutes people are selling, 5 minutes people are selling, 10 minutes people are selling. So what do you think the price can go? Right? Do you think it will go up or go down? What is the highest possibility here? Right? There is a high possibility for price to come here, touch this, and then go up. So if I want, I can just do a short here, right? If I click on this side, that means I am selling. If I click on this side, I am buying. So in trading, you don't need to buy first. If I think like it will go down, I can also sell first and then buy later. When it comes down, I can buy and make profits. So now I'm trying to see if I can sell somewhere here. So when it comes little bit down, I can buy it back. So, right, I kept a limit order telling that, okay, if price comes here or here, I want to sell. Then I can put another order here so that when price comes all the way down, I want to buy somewhere here. Because generally they will try to bring it down and then take it up. Right. So now I sold this. Right. I sold at 31.215. So I can put here 205. Right. That means I sold at 215. If price comes to 205, I want to buy it back. So from 215 to 205, that is a $50 profit. So if I make $50 in one account, and if I'm copying it into 10, 20 accounts, that is $1,000 done for the day. So just with one company, we can easily make that. So if I wait for a few minutes, minimum it will come to this point, right? That is my support. Minimum it will come here. If it breaks, it will go all the way to the bottom. So just I need to give few minutes for it to reach that point. So you can set some alerts like this. Okay, NQ price is reversing. So around 8:45, I got alert that okay, NQ is going up. Or it is around 8:45. It is telling that price is reversing on ES. It came all the way down, then it started going up. So whenever I receive such type of alerts, it is telling, in right. So what is possible here, right? Price came all the way down, right? And then it is telling that okay, now price is reversing. That means now until now sellers are in control. Now buyers took the control. It came all the way to the bottom. So buyers want to buy low and sell high. So you can see there are some big companies trying to buy here. So when I can put my price somewhere here. So that means I want to buy. When price comes here, I want to buy. It may go up and we can make profits. So like that. So yeah, if I wait for few minutes, I'll easily make some $50, $100 on this. And that is only in one account. But I am connecting that one account to another 10 accounts, 20 accounts. So that $100 will automatically convert to $2,000. That is the advantage with the prop firms where you can multiply. You are only trying to make a small profit, but that small profit you are copying into 20 accounts. That is the major advantage. So I kept my limit order. So if NG comes to this 3.97, I want to buy it. And then it may go all the way little bit up. Then I'll sell at the top. Because here it is telling that it is in 1 minute, people are buying 3 minutes time frame, people are buying 5 minutes, people are buying 10 minutes, people are buying. It is bullish in 5 minutes, 15 minutes, it is good, 1 hour, it is good, 4 hours, it is good, daily, it is good. So there is a high possibility for price to go up. And this is also showing that price already came down. Earlier it was moving here. Because of some reason, lot of people booked the profits, it came down. Now again buyers are trying to take it up, move it up. So I kept my limit order. If I am clicking on this side, that means I am trying to buy. So again here YM, I got that price is reversing on YM. That means all this time sellers were in control. Now buyers are trying to take the control. It came to the down. So again it will try to go up. Now you can see big companies are buying. It came to the discount area. You see some good numbers here. So now I bought some two contracts. So if it goes little bit up, I'll make 50, $60. I can take profit. I can put my target here. Whenever it goes here, I want to sell. So what is the possibility, right? 1 minute, a lot of buyers are buying. 3 minutes, people are buying. Five buying. 10 buying. Lot of bullishness is there. So you can see these are lot of buy orders are here. There are lot of buyers are here. So all we need is just to wait with patience. It is a perfect setup. It is a good setup because you see big companies are buying. Your T5 is good. Your price pulse is good. You see buyers here. You see lot of bullishness here. So just if we wait for 5-10 minutes, it will make some $50. That $50, if I copy into 10 accounts, that is a 500 right? If you can make $500 sitting at a home for 1 hour, your billing rate changed from $50 to $500 now with one company. If I do it with two companies, your billing rate changes to $1,000. If you are doing with three companies, your billing rate is $1,500 per hour. So all we need is wait for a good setup like this. And then now you have to just, you should not feel, right, because you see that already, right? This is buy, anything is green is buyers. So you see lot of your table is mainly green. This is green. This is green. So there is a very high possibility for it to go up. So you got a strong buy signal. It is telling that there is a high chance, right? There is a good buy, good to buy here. Okay, I think we got a silver, right? For example, right, earlier I sold the silver. That made $50 now, right? Because we saw that it was complete red, 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 red. Majority of the table is red. All these are red. Your lines are red. That means it is bearish. So because it was looking bearish, we sold it, and then I kept a order here. So you don't even keep watching this chart because we know that it might go down, right? For example, if I go here, if I go here, right? Where is that silver? Okay, I sold at 215. I bought it 205. Right? That is a $50 profit. And using replicant, I am copying the trade into another 10, 20 accounts. Right? So that is a $500. Now, if I wait for some time, then your YM also will move into profits. Those green triangles are telling that price will go up. Where are the arrows? Yeah, these are the triangles telling that it is overall bullish. It can go up. Equilibrium means it is in between the discount and premium. Generally, that is where you can either take the profits or so arrows generally when you take the trades, right? For example, if I have in settings, if I put right, if I do orders, then that means that that will show every order I am taking with the arrows. If I take a long position, it will show up arrow. If I take a short position, it will show a down arrow. Right? If I put executions, it will show that okay, I bought this many like that. If I go to silver, it is showing that I sold at 31.215. I bought at 31.205. It is showing an arrow because I shorted it and then I bought it back. So from here to here is $50 with one account, one contract. Same thing, if I do with two contracts, that is $100. If I'm copying into 10 accounts, 100 into 10, $1,000. So again, it is simple, right? If you are a beginner also, do every strong buy will have a corresponding strong sell. No, right? Strong buy means even if you miss the initial opportunity, there might be after a few more minutes, there might be another strong buy. So you can close when it goes to the resistance or like that. Generally, you don't see that take profit loss in the paper. Yeah, you can see it in the paper account. That feature is not here. So once I took a shot, if it starts going up, then we can take a loss. But what is the possibility, right? Because you see that, right? This is like food for the price. This is where big companies are buying. There are a lot of limit orders. So price will try to come, touch this, and then go up. So your risk is minimal here because you see that everyone is selling. Your table is maximum red. So there is a high chance for price to drop. So again, you get it by experience as you trade few days. You can also trade in a paper account, right? If you want, you can just go here, trading panel. You can click on a paper trading account. So you are not even trading in the evaluation account. You can practice, and once you see that you are making some nice profits, then you can go into the real prop firm. Until that time, you can just take in a paper account. Or you have all these companies. If you have account in IBKR or Webull, they will have some paper trading account. You can go and trade in those ones. So Bitcoin came all the way to the bottom, then did some consolidation. Now started moving up. So if I buy, there is a high possibility to make some profits. So today we saw that Tesla, right? Today morning Tesla, there was at a discount zone. There was a big buy order block, right? Today morning, if you attended the live session. So we bought the calls. Within few minutes, we made 20% gains. We bought somewhere here, it went all the way to 424. So in a bank, you need 20 years. Even if you put 20 years also, you won't get 20%. But here, if you it came all the way to the bottom, then it started moving up. This went up, your price also went up. Again, it went to the top. Again, it came down. So again, tomorrow morning, we'll see it going up. Now it is at a discount zone. So tomorrow morning, we'll see Tesla going up again. Silver is dropping much. So yeah, that's it, everyone. Again, it all it takes is few days of practice, and yeah, even your kids also can understand easily. Even they can trade, they can become independent. Paper trading account means there is no cost involved. You cannot connect to think or swim in trading view. Silver is actually looking good. You can go further down. But yeah, that's what everyone. So we'll have a lot more success stories. We have many more Prasads, many more Venkats and Tils who are changing their life. If you want to change your life, you are welcome to learn. And you want to continue the same thing. And we know how job market is getting tougher more and more. So it's always better you have a plan B. If everything goes fine, that is good. You learned a new skill. Otherwise, you have a plan B. You won't get worried. Suddenly, you see a pink slip or you see a mail that they are laying off some more employees for some reason. You won't have a problem, right? All you need is for few members within 1 week they learn they will start making money. For few members, it will take some time. So each one has their own learning curve. But yeah, if you take time and maintain consistency, you will be definitely successful. So yeah, waiting to see more successful people like Prasad and because right, as I said, there is no competition here. Everybody can make whatever they want. So what do you think? Yes is nearly at the bottom. Yes can start moving up sometime. It is in a choppy zone. You can sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. So yeah, we'll have a setup session tomorrow for all the new members. Thanks, Prasad, again for taking time. I know it is your family time, but you took time to share some tips and strategies. What helped you to become successful? What helped you to receive 15, 20 payouts? So wish you all the best. And yeah, why am I still open? I'll keep open. So these indicators are custom indicators. You have to, yeah, it is. You have to go to ninja underscore apex underscore bot if you want to subscribe. Generally, you can book 100, $150 every trade. You book 2 or 3 trades. That should be good. We are holding YM. I'll share the right. Yesterday I shared a lot of setups. Today morning I shared a lot of setups. 90-95% of the time we'll make profits. So whenever I see a good setup, I'll post in the channel. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. Wish you all the best. If not trading, if not prop firm trading, have some plan B in place so that we will not surprised with anything, right? With the Trump coming and AI taking over all the jobs, it's always better have something in place as a backup. Yeah, we can do the same thing for stocks. It is 1099 miscellaneous. So setup videos, everything. If you go to Right Choice YouTube and search on Right Choice Advisors, you see all the setup videos. Yes, Raman, I will provide you the access. Uh, so yeah, good night, everyone. And so every day with even options, stocks, right? Indicators are not only for futures. We can use for options, stocks, currencies. You can watch live video, right? We every day we record the sessions, post it in the YouTube so that you can watch them and you can see like when why we are buying, why we are selling, and yeah, you can learn if you put time and if you put discipline. 1 to 2 months is good enough for you to start taking the payouts. right? All you need is follow certain rules. So there is a strategy. So as I said, if something is at the top and you get a strong sell signal, that's a good opportunity. Or if it is at the bottom, you get a strong buy, generally that is a good opportunity. So yeah, generally I get up at 6 o'clock and I start looking for the setups. If I see some good setups, I post in the channel. In the evening also, I see until 7, 9:30, 10. If I see any good setups, I'll post. Every day, yeah, if you first thing is you can learn by yourself. You can take the trades, but until you learn, I'll help in sharing whenever I see good setups. 90% of the time, whatever I share, they will make profits. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Talk to you in the morning. And yeah, again with options also, we are making huge profits every day, especially with SPY, SPX, QQQ, Tesla, Nvidia. These indicators are helping, right? They are like life changing indicators. If we have to just follow the rules, we follow them correctly, even we can use them for indicators and everything. So you can watch today's live video which I posted yesterday. So anyway, yeah. Good night, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, thank you, Prasad.